Uh, Dr. Vinay Parikh, shall we start? As it
Yes,
is
ma'am.
one.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Is it? It is one.
So now, may I request you to introduce Professor Dr. S. S. Sundrani sir with all of us.
Uh, Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Yeah,
for
please.
providing the opportunity to introduce our speaker, Dr. S. S. Sundrani, sir. We are all feeling very happy after a good lunch. Let's use that positive energy to listen our
Right.
next speaker, Dr. S. S. Sundrani, sir. Dr. Sundrani is working as a head of the Department Mechanical Engineering at Government Polytechnic, Ahmedabad. Dr. Sundrani is having a rich experience of 29 years of teaching in the field of mechanical engineering. Dr. Sundrani has also presented 12 research papers in teaching in 12 research papers in international journals and conferences. He has attended more than 30 seminars, workshops, and faculty development programs. His area of interest includes flexible manufacturing systems, automation, CAD/CAM, rapid prototyping, including 3D printing. This session will be focused on role of flexible manufacturing system on Industry 4.0. The rest will be detailed out by Dr. Sundrani. However, despite of his busy schedule at GPSC, Dr. Sundrani has been convinced to deliver a session at our FDP. So it's a pride matter for all of us. And I request Dr. Sundrani sir to please deliver the session. Please, sir. The session is yours now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Vinay Parikh, sir, and Dr. Maya Jeswani, madam. It's my pleasure to be deliver this lecture. Role of flexible manufacturing system in the era of Industry 4.0. I'm really thankful to organizing committee of the production engineering department, Lakhdiji Engineering College, Morbi. Now, uh, role of flexible manufacturing system in the era of Industry 4.0. All of you know that there is a continuous revolutions in the industries. First revolution take place, second revolution take place, third revolutions, present era we are, and the next major disruption is going to become in the Industry 4.0. And in our today's session, we will discuss the role of flexible manufacturing system in the era of Industry 4.0. All of you have aware and already listened so many things before this previous speaker about the we will first discuss the flexible manufacturing systems, then we will discuss slide about Industry 4.0 and link the Industry 4.0 with the flexible manufacturing system. Flexible manufacturing system is the really helpful to roll out Industry 4.0. First of all, we will discuss flexible manufacturing systems. In the present market scenario, you know that the customer demand and specification of a product change very rapidly. All of you know that before 3-4 years back, you are using some different model of mobile phone, and now you are using the different mobile phone. Before 3-4 years back, you are using the different model of watch, and now you are wearing maybe all of you know that presently there are new models of car is coming very fast. Even we are just going to step for the adoptions of e-vehicles. So all of you know that there is a customer demand and specifications of product change very rapidly. So the manufacturing system must be capable to accommodate all these changes as quickly as possible. So they are able to compete in the market. Not only the customers' demand and specification are changing, but there are also product, process, volumes, all are changing very rapidly. All of you know that before 2-3 years back, we are using the micro. Now this micro SD card is built in the mobile phone. So here, I'm audible? I'm audible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible,
sir.
sir.
Sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
My PPT is also.
First slide is visible. Have you moved it? The first slide is visible.
Yes, yeah, I moved introduction. The presently introduction is there.
No, sir.
Introduction is not
Your
here.
first slide is there.
1 minute, please. So introduction in the present market scenario, it's visible?
No, sir.
Yes.
Role of flexible manufacturing system. The very first slide is visible.
1 minute. It's visible now?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Introduction is
Now
visible.
visible, sir.
Introduction. Now flexible manufacturing system is visible. Next slide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please give me the input if there is a due to the connectivity or my slide is not moving. Please help me and give me the feedback. So
Okay, sir.
we were discussing that in the present market scenario, customer demand and specifications are very rapidly changing. All of you know that previously we have know that we have either a job production system or a batch production system or a mass production system. Depends upon the volumes and the cost, we are using either a job production systems or a batch production system or the mass production systems. But here in the flexible manufacturing systems, this is the most adaptable and flexible system with respect to the change in our design, change in our demand, change in our specification. So very flexible manufacturing systems. Not only that, but the system is the most advanced manufacturing system because here flexible manufacturing system, manufacturing philosophy based on the concept of effectively controlling of material starting from the raw material to the finished product through a network of a versatile production station consists of programmable machine tools, that is the CNC machines, using efficient automated material handling system and efficient automated storage and retrieval systems. All these are connected with the computerized control systems. So in the flexible manufacturing systems, from raw materials, input, automatic storage retrieval systems is there. Then there will be a material flow will be there. There will be a robots may be there. There may be a number of CNC machines are there. All these are connected and controlled through the computerized control system. So all of you know that in the industry 4.0, this is the ready-made platform, which is already successfully running from last many years. Here, even you will find out the adoption of flexible manufacturing system in the Maruti Suzuki, in the Bosch Rexroth, and so many companies are already using their flexible manufacturing systems. Here, the flexible manufacturing system have a capability to react the market change within a shorter time and at a lost cost. So here, these have a capability to say market change. All of we are knowing that there is a continuously change in the customers' demands for the various different certain times. Certain product is very in the demand. Certain times slowly the demand is reduced and the new model is people are preferring. So in this case, this flexible manufacturing system have a capability to react all these market changes within a shorter time and less cost. This is the beauty of the flexible manufacturing systems. So flexibility and agility in the manufacturing systems is highly desirable in the present scenario in the era of Industry 4.0. Only we will have to add the another all components of Industry 4.0 with the flexible manufacturing systems. So for the adoption of Industry 4.0, flexible manufacturing system is a ready platform to adapt in the manufacturing field. Because the adoption of flexible manufacturing system have numerous benefits, but few of the benefits that I have listed. The first benefits of the adoption of flexible manufacturing system is reduction in manufacturing times, thus reducing the lead time to meet the delivery targets. All of we know that presently if you will demand, suppose you want to purchase a Jeep, or if you want to purchase the Kia's Seltos, or if you want to purchase Hyundai's Creta, when you are going to book this, they will say that there is a waiting times of 15 days, 30 days, 45 days, 60 days. So people are ready to pay, but the model is not available or delay in the delivery times. So here, if we are adapting the flexible manufacturing systems, not only we are using 24/7 that system, and we can produce this system as early as possible. So provides flexibility in manufacturing to reduce the risk in the uncertain business environments. We are knowing that slowly there are reduction in the demand of, I'm giving the example, demand of the small car. People have now want a sports utility vehicles or a sedan. So if the company is want to reduce the production of small car and they want to produce this big car, so here flexible manufacturing system have a capability. Other manufacturing system might have a delay for this type of uncertain business environments. All of we are knowing that the customers' preferences in the mobile, now they are using the more bigger screen in comparison with the previous screen. So there are so many parameters are there in which we must require a flexibility in manufacturing, because in the uncertain business environment, if we are not capable to adapt all these things, then we will be in the out of the market, or maybe we have a loss in the system, loss in the manufacturing. Not only that, in the flexible manufacturing system, we are using the computerized control systems, automatic storage and retrieval system, automated guided vehicles. We are using the robots. We are using the CNC machines. So here we will have required less number of head count, and we have due to that there will be a reduction in the manpower also. The next is FMS provides machine flexibility and the routing flexibility. When you will have a routing of any products right? This is the very good flexibility to accomplish required production and productivity. So here, not only we have an advantage of the machine flexibility, but also the routing flexibility. And in the field of Industry 4.0, this is the most desirable, one of the input factor in which we must have this flexibility. And also we are using the improving customer services with the help of flexible manufacturing system. So therefore the need of the hour is to have a FMS in the manufacturing to overcome the manufacturing problems while adopting Industry 4.0. Now there are so many different manufacturing systems concept you already learned. There are various manufacturing philosophy like lean manufacturing, agile manufacturing, and FMS are widely used. But still today, adoption of flexible manufacturing system in industry is very low. So definitely you will question, yes, sir, why we have a less adoptions of these flexible manufacturing systems. We will discuss the different barriers and different approach for the flexible manufacturing systems later on. So presently, the adoptions of CNC machine is already there. Whenever you go in the manufacturing system, the adoption of CNC machine is widely used in the modern factories. So first step of the flexible manufacturing system is adopted by now industries. So adoption of programmable machine tools like CNC are now widely used, but full FMS is not adopted in the industry. So these are the typical flexible manufacturing systems in which the computer control rooms are there, all machines are there, pallets are there, from parts to finished goods are there. So these are the one of the layout of the typical flexible, circular flexible manufacturing systems. Now, various manufacturing philosophy like lean manufacturing, agile manufacturing, all are there, but here we have a very less adoption of flexible manufacturing systems, and also they have difficulty to find out the decision making model, how we should have a flexible manufacturing system. So first of all, before we discuss the different barriers for the adoption of flexible manufacturing system, I will show you one small video for the flexible manufacturing systems, and then we will go for the different barriers for the adoption of flexible manufacturing systems. Hello?
Yes, sir.
The video is visible to you, na?
No, sir.
No, not visible. Video is visible now?
Sir.
Visible?
No, sir, it is not visible right now.
1 minute, please.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. Sir.
Visible, sir.
So now my slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next slide is different FMS adoption barriers and sub barriers. Now it's visible, I think. This slide visible, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
So we have seen the typical flexible manufacturing system for the manufacturing of table frames. There are another videos for the flexible manufacturing system is available into the YouTube. You can go for the different videos to appreciate to see this flexible manufacturing system. Now our next focus is that we will discuss although there are numerous benefits of flexible manufacturing systems, and the flexible manufacturing systems are the rate of adoption is slightly lower. The major issues is I have explaining the first and foremost the barrier is the investment and financial barriers. All of you know that sometimes we find that why there is a China is manufacturing at a low cost and the same product in the developing countries or having a not able to compete. The major reason is that they have a huge flexible manufacturing systems in the production systems due to the capability for the more capital they have. So for the adoption of flexible manufacturing, similarly, you will find out that all the car manufacturing companies, you will find out either Japanese or Koreans or from the Chinese route. The reason behind that, to have a latest flexible manufacturing system to be required a huge amount of investment in the financial. So the very first thing is the high cost of flexible manufacturing systems, because all of you know that in the flexible manufacturing systems we required CNC, we required automated guided vehicles, we required automatic storage and retrieval systems, we required robots, we required computerized controls systems and the controllers. And the first thing is, when the barriers for the adoption of flexible manufacturing system is the high cost of flexible manufacturing system, and for that non-availability of fund. Similarly, sometimes we have to, in the robots, we know that the most robots are manufactured in either in Germany or in the Japan, and due to the taxes, high tax like sell excise, import tax, etc., are there, which is also one of the hurdles. The next is a poor rate of return over investment. Sometimes because the cost of funding is higher. All of you know that here the rate of interest in the range of 5 to 7%, while in the developing countries the rate of interest is very low, like 0 to 3% rate of interest, and we have a rate of interest is higher. So our returns will be slightly lower, and risk and the long payback periods for this is the one of the reasons. So the first barrier for the adoption of flexible manufacturing system is investment in financial barriers. The second barrier is human resources behavior barriers. All of you know that whenever there is a change in a technology, the labor force are not ready to adapt the change, because they feel that our job will be in problems. We will have some higher work. We have to learn something. And from the last so many years, I'm using the same machines. Now I'm very comfortable with this machine, right? So they are not ready to move for the advanced manufacturing systems. So this is the one of the reason, and you will find out that throughout the whenever there is a change in a technology, there is a human resources having a reluctant to adapt these systems. Now, sometimes there is a reluctance not only from the human resources of the in the range of laborers and supervisor, but sometimes the top management is also not committed to do this type of advanced manufacturing system that they're feeling the risk. Please note that in the adoptions of Industry 4.0, same barrier is going to become. There will be a major disruption is going to become when the introduction of the Industry 4.0 will be there, because there will be so many changes are going to come in this Industry 4.0. So this type of barriers may also be applicable while adopting the Industry 4.4.0. So I have focusing my bigger time, and the faculties or the candidates my voice is available
Yes, sir. Now
Yes, sir.
available.
and visible. PPT is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm saying that if any candidate is interested to pursue their PhD for the adoption of Industry 4.0, then they will have a same kind of, not copy of this, but same kind of barrier is going to be there for the adoption of Industry 4.0. So if you are interested for this, you can contact me, or just it will be helpful to write a new research papers if you want to write after the very useful this 5 days workshops. You will have you can go for the this paper. So I am focusing more my time into this adoption barriers for the flexible manufacturing system, but the same barriers you can use for the adoptions of Industry 4.0. So we were discussing the human resources, behavior barriers for the FMS adoptions. So employees resistance is also there. One thing is also there here, the cheap labor is available. So due to the labor cost, management are compromising with the quality or compromising with this technology that we have cost of labor is also low. Next is human behaviors is also there. If we will go for this modern manufacturing systems, employees resistance is obvious that we will have a firing or something like that. And one of the psychological failures are there. Similarly, all of we also comes with this type of things. Whenever there is, you are adopting the new gadgets, you feel something uncomfortable. But when the time is passing and we are using the systems, you will become the familiars. So similarly, while adapting the new flexible manufacturing system, there is a fear of failures also there. This is the psychological problems. Similar problems while adapting a new gadgets, we feel that this type of problems. And here, this fear of failure is due to the lack of clear vision. See, people are saying that why we are adapting the modern manufacturing systems or Industry 4.0 or flexible manufacturing systems, although there are a number of human resources available with us. This is not the case of the reducing the number of labor in the manufacturing systems, because we are adopting this manufacturing system due to the flexibility, quality, and the cost. Because to become a competitor, to become the ready to move fast, because this is the need of time. People are not ready to purchase the new old model. So if you are not able to roll out the new models at regular intervals, you will be out of the competitions. So we must have a clear vision for this adoption. So we have discussed the two barriers. The first barrier was investment and financial barriers. The second was human resources behavior barriers. Next is the technological barriers. All of we are knowing that we sometimes having a not a competitive engineers in that field. So there is a difficulty in the use of high technological equipments like automated guided vehicles, robots, automatic storage and retrieval system, etc. So this is the one of the technological barrier. I want to share one example with you. In the 1992, while I was working as a lecturer, and we have a very small HMT T70 was the CNC machine we are using in the 1992. And I was teaching to all the students. This is the N chord, this is the G chord, this is the M chord, and this is the sequence of CNC programmings. G is the preparatory codes, M is the miscellaneous codes, all these things. So it was a very small machines, and the students having an interest and they are learning that small HMT CNC T70 machine. There was an interview in the Amtrex appliances. Now it is known as the Hitachi at Kalol. So while selecting the students, they have asked about the CNC machines, and my students was able to give the answer about this CNC machines. This G is a preparatory code, N is indexing code, M is miscellaneous code, G00 is rapid traverse, and all these things. So they have selected, then they become the happy, and they selected our students. Why our student is selected? Because they know what is the latest CNC machines are there, and at that time there is adoption of CNC machine was very less, and students are not aware of that, because the company find that okay, this students is having something knowing about the CNC machines, and they've selected. So similarly, there is a scarcity of the so many good engineer which having a knowledge of new technology. All of we know that in the present systems, we are always lagging our syllabus with the new technology. This is the obvious, and this is the reality of the systems, that we are lagging the present lagging for. Complex technologies there, so there must be trained, not flexible system. The barriers for the FMS adoption. The first one is investment in financial barriers. The second one is resources behavior barrier, and third one is the technological barriers. The next is the barriers like energy. There are cost of upgrading the systems, location, geographical barriers, price sensitivity of a high quality product. So there are some of the barriers. To go fast and uh, uh, uh,
આવે છે?
આવે છે?
હેલો
હા સર આવે છે, પણ બહુ આમ થોડોક ધીરો આવે છે.
સર એકદમ લો વોલ્યુમ છે સર.
Okay.
માં હેલો જીતુભાઈ વઘાણી માણો હતું ને એ બધા સારું લાગે
My slide is visible in my voice now.
કેમ તે 250 નો
No, sir. Your voice is not audible, sir.
હા
1 minute.
આ રે
Now my voice is available. My voice is available.
No, sir, it is very low.
Hello. Now I'm
Yes.
my voice is audible now.
Yes, sir. Now it's audible, sir.
Okay. 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 Uh, so we were discussing the. Please give me the input while if any issues on the presentation or in the voice.
Sure, sir.
Now the next this slide is visible now. I think visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, visible.
ગાળી પડી જાય કે એવું નથી ને હા
Barriers. While discussing the FMS adoption barriers, we have already discussed the investment in financial barriers, human resources barriers, technological barriers, miscellaneous barriers. In the previous speaker have already discussed the supply chain and logistics. That the next is the operational barriers. Sometimes what happens, we are adopting the new technology, but we are not successfully able to run these systems. And I know that so many companies adopted the ERP solutions, enterprise resources planning, ERP software. While in one industries in Bhagwati Autocast, when I was in my PhD, during my PhD, I was taking the reading, I found that they have adopted the ERP. But instead of using the ERP, all the managers and the supervisor are using the previous systems of the papers. So, although there is a systems for the enterprise resources planning, programming systems, ERP, they are not using that systems. So this is the operational barrier. Sometimes the management, top level managements are procuring the systems, but the adoption rate is also having issues. So from the different, because we are using the different scheduling technique previously, here in the FMS we required the different scheduling techniques. We have a different handling of and loading systems, layout, tool management, resources allocations, maintenance issues. So these are the operational barriers are there for the adoption of flexible manufacturing systems. Also, the planning, strategic and planning barriers is also there because we are adaptable to the previous systems. Now we are using the modern planning systems. Here, flexible measurements having a problems, different types of the planning engineers having a issues to allocate the different resources because they are the comfortable with the previous system. So I want to tell you that whenever either a flexible manufacturing system or maybe the industry 4.0, there will be a difficulty for the adoptions of the this new technology adoptions. Now we are moving ahead. While in the flexible manufacturing systems, why we should adopt this flexible manufacturing system? We must have to adapt the flexible manufacturing systems because it has a significant positive impact on the market and customer performance. All of you are knowing that customer and market always are looking for something new, some more features, some more quality. You will find out that that in each and every model they are adapting and adding something new, and improving the performance and improving performance. Whenever we have just entered in the third era of the industrialization and the computer work comes, we find out that at that times there will be so many disruption in the technologies were there. Intel 1, Intel 2, 3, 4. There are Pentium 1, Pentium 2, Pentium 4, and all this type of new systems are there. And whenever you want to purchase the computer, we know that we are thinking that the more modern models will be there. Instead of computer Pentium 3, we will go for the Pentium 4 or something like that. Or the RAM is something different, 124 MB to 56 MB, and similarly the MB turn out to be in the GB, 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB. So here you will find out that there is a continuously there is a demand from the customer side for the more improved product or more feature based product or more performance. And this is the possible if we are having this type of modern manufacturing system like the flexible manufacturing systems. So here not only we are able to manufacturing the swiftly as per the customer, but we have also the process of manufacturing. There will be a positive significant process, because all of you know that when the person who has already worked in the industries, when we are shifting from one product to second product, there are so many lead times are there, and there are so many hurdles are there, and there is a smooth transition is very difficult. For example, but here in the flexible manufacturing system, you will have a very smooth transition. For example, now in my first shift, if I'm manufacturing the Ciaz car, and in the second shift or a third shift, if I want to move to the Swift, or if you want to go for the Baleno, right? So whenever you want to shift from one product to another product, there will be this flexible manufacturing systems with positive impact on the process. So you will be a smooth transition from one product to another product. The next is a flexible manufacturing system is a significant positive impact on people performance. So I was discussing that new technology is there is a hesitation to adapt, but the people performance increased when they will have a adapt the systems, because in this system they will just have to take care of this, just they have to do the supervisor, they not will have to do the hard labor work, because hard labor work, or for example there is no need for the depth of cut, or for example to take the cut, there is a movement of eye and hand, and you must have strength, and you will not have a fatigue. So use of this also useful for the people performance. And the last one is a flexible manufacturing system has a significant positive impact on the future investment also. So these are the different benefits of the flexible manufacturing system. In the last point, the flexible manufacturing system has a significant positive impact on future investment. For example, for the adoption of Industry 4.0, this flexible manufacturing system provides the ready-made platform, because they are already computerized controlled machines. Now just you will have to add the Wi-Fi or machine-to-machine talking, or you will have so there is a smooth transitions in the future investment. So flexible manufacturing system provides the ready-made base for the Industries 4.0. Now, while adapting the flexible manufacturing systems, sometimes decision making for the higher management is difficult to take the decision. I have just given the highlights that for making the decision making system, because it requires a huge amount of capital, and huge different types of flexible manufacturing system systems are available. So for the adoptions, here we can use for the decision making method, for the decision making method, there are so many methods are there like TOPSIS, AHP, fuzzy AHP, something like that. There are so many multi-criteria decision making mathematical modelings are there. You should have an idea, or management should have an idea about using this multi-criteria decision making model. So just I am giving the hint for you that like the analytic hierarchy process methods, which is the structured techniques for organizing and analyzing complex decision based on mathematics and psychology. Because the decision making part is a very difficult when there is a multi criteria are there. Whenever there is a multi criteria are there, then they will have a very psychological issue. We should go for this or go for that. For that, just I'm giving you idea. You can use this decision multi-criteria decision making model with the help of either this method. There is no scope to elaborately explaining these different methods, but just you can use this type of methods for your decision making method. Here the qualitative as well as quantitative criteria you can use for the evaluations, and you will have decision making systems. So just I'm giving you a brief idea that the first you will have to design the decision problem, which type of my flexible manufacturing systems are there. So you will first have to define, because for the solving any problems, the very first and important thing is that how you are defining your decision problem. Sometimes what happens, we have a very vague statements or we have vague informations, and due to that we have not a good decision problem definition. So not only for this flexible manufacturing system, for the industry 4.0 or any other issues, you can use these multi-criteria decision making models. The similar paper you can publish for the industry 4.0 for this with the help of this after identifying the different criteria, you can adapt this system, any of the systems for the decision making. The first thing is you must have to develop the good defining the decision problem. Second step, then you have a conceptual framework. The third one is you will have to decision hierarchy, because the hierarchy is very much important, and weightage is also depends upon this. So then the next thing you will have to collecting the data from the experts. Then you will have to give the relative weights for the different elements. Okay, which of the this criteria is more important or a moderate important or a less important. So you will have to give the weight for the same. Then you will have to apply the degree of consistency, whether it is a consistent or not, because sometimes we have coming the readings which are not consistent, and then you will have to having a mean relative weight. So these are the very brief introductions. So the first I just repeating my the previous two things. In the first things I have introduced the flexible manufacturing system. Then we have discussed the different barriers for the adoption of flexible manufacturing systems. You can use the same barrier for the industry 4.0. You can write the research paper based on this. Similarly, for the multi-criteria decision-making model, you have any AHP or a TOPSIS or any decision-making mathematical model you can use for these adoptions. So you first, what will be the procedure for you to write down the research paper on that? First, you will have to find out the literature reviews. For example, if you are planning to write the research paper based on the industry 4.0, so the first you will have to review the literatures. For that, here I am giving the example with the help of flexible manufacturing systems. You can use the same models with the help of the industry 4.0. So first you will have to review of literature on the various barriers for the adoptions, FMS adoption here. Then collecting and scrutinizing barriers for FMS adoptions. you will have to scrutinize the barriers. Then you will have to take the help of experts who are in this field. Then you will have to do the pairwise comparison and prioritizing vectors for the each barriers for the FMS adoption barrier by using the AHP methods. Then depends upon this pairwise comparison and the prioritizing vector, you will have to give the ranking, and then you will go for this mathematical modeling. So here I'm giving you the base for the decision making, multi-criteria decision making model for the, this is the for the flexible manufacturing system. Same can be used for you for the industry 4.0. I'm just elaborating slightly to you to give the more ideas. For example, in my flexible manufacturing systems, first I have identified the main barriers. All of we now know that in my case, flexible manufacturing systems, my barriers was the human resources barrier, technological barriers, operational barriers, investment in financial resources barrier, strategic and planning barrier, supply chain and logistic barriers, and the miscellaneous barriers. So after step 1, pairwise comparison I have done with all this. Then I have done the consistency checking. The methods is there for the consistency checking. You can go for the Google and you will find out the how to do the consistency of this there. And then you will have to give the weightages and ranking. And then you will have to apply these AHP methods. Please note that here for the AHP method, ready-made software is also available. There is so many case studies also available. You can using this software also to find out the solutions based on the AHP methods. This is the procedure I am explaining. After identifying all this, you can use the software to find out the solutions for this thing. Now the last topics about my flexible manufacturing system, and then I will move to the industry 4.0. And in the last 10 minutes, we will also have a question answer. So I request the participant to write down the questions if they have any in the last 10 minutes. I will explain, I will try to give your answer, and if you are not able to give that, then I will find out the answer and I will give it to you. The last thing is this, this is the framework for the adoption of FMS. If any company want to adopt this flexible manufacturing system, because it is a very crucial decision making, and there are different attributes are there, right? Then the different attributes from the flexibility to the cost, to the customer performance, to the all these attributes. They first have to find out this. And after the finding these attributes, before the actual implementing of FMS, now all of you know that there is a simulating and modeling practices are there. All of you know that for the designing, we are first designing the simulating, and like we are using the ANSYS, or with the help of Hypermesh and ANSYS, or any animation modeling we are using. Similar way, there is a FMS simulation software is also available, right? Although the cost is higher, but you can have a simulation, because after the implementation of the actual FMS, if you will find out that, oh, these are the hurdles or something that we have missed, we missed the critical anything. So it is advisable to simulate and do the modeling of the FMS evaluations. So here you can have a saving time, cost, and flexibility. And if you want to add any features, then you can also add while deciding the adoption of the flexible manufacturing system. So I want to say that before adopting the flexible manufacturing system, you must have a good framework and good modeling and simulation system. So you will have, you can have a, there will be before actual problems, you can have a idea about the problems, and you will also, you can add or eliminate any features that you want to change. So this is the best setup procedure for establishing the best flexible manufacturing system. These are the same can be applicable to you for the industry 4.0 also. The first, you will have to establish your FMS needs, your production quantity, processing times. These are the sum of the factors. You can add this one. The first you will have you must have to establish your FMS needs, then your production quantity, then the processing times, you can add the volumes, etc. Then you must have a decision support system for the CNC machines, for the layout, for the material handling system like the automatic storage and retrieval systems, inspection works, stations, human involvement. So these are the second step. Oh, all of you know that now the automatic storage and retrieval system is widely used in the e-commerce. In the e-commerce, automatic storage and retrieval systems are widely used. If you will go down of the Flipkart or Amazon or a Groffer, you will find out, and even in the very big companies, you will find out that now they are very conveniently using the automated storage and retrieval systems. So ASRS are actually, it was the part of the flexible manufacturing system while developing the FMS. But this part of these automatic storage and retrieval systems are used now by the e-commerce companies. So this part is now widely used because now the e-commerce companies are delivering n number of items with the n number of volumes, because their volumes and the product varieties are so huge, and to maintain the inventory and to maintain the stock and to packaging of this order and the time consumption, our FMS automated storage and retrieval system now are used by all the e-commerce company, which was the first used by the flexible manufacturing system. So automatic storage and retrieval systems are now widely used. The third one is you must have a simulating for your desired objective. And last step is the best FMS setup. So these are the procedural steps for the establishing of the flexible manufacturing system. Same you can have for the industry 4.0 also. The same methodology you can adapt. Now we are just going the industry 4.0, and then because all the speaker has already given the so many inputs about the industry 4.0, but in a 10 minutes, within a 10 minutes, I will complete the industry 4.0. And I will, in the last 10 minutes, I will try to link the FMS, which I already tried to link while I am discussing my flexible manufacturing system. All of you know that the first industry revolution comes in this 18th century, when there is a generation of a mechanism and the steams and the powers and weaving looms were there. This was the first industry revolutions. At that time, the human tried to take the work from the machine.
Excuse me, Dr. Sundrani.
Yes, sir.
Slide is not getting changed, sir. I think you have to show the 8th number of slide. Yes, yes. Now it is visible, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Please give me the input if any. Now it's visible, sir. Industry 4.0.
Yes, sir. It is visible now.
So I was discussing that the first industrial revolutions was taken place, and the manpower was replaced by the machines and the steam powers, and we were using the different steam generator, and we have try to take the leverages with the help of the machines. Please note that due to the first industry revolution, not only the industry revolution there is a political revolutions what takes, there is a transportation facilities and all this was there. And with the help of this, there is so many these changes were taken place in the world, and world was different from previous one. The second industry revolutions, when there is a mass productions is started, we all remember the Henry Ford and all these things, right? And the assembly line was introduced, electrical energy was introduced, and the concept of mass production was start, and there is a big amount of car sale was taken place in the USA. Approximately 1 lakh car per year was the manufacture, and this was known as a miracle. This type of huge manufacturing capacities are now establishing. So the second industry revolutions were in the late 1990, 1870. Assembly line was introduced. From the 1969, the computer will comes in the pictures, and we can say that we are still in the phase of this systems. And industry 3.0 was there, 3.0 was there. Automation, computers, electronics, robots, all these were introduced. And now we are discussing that next the industry 4.0 is going to become, there is a big disruptions they are going to be take place, and there will be so many cyber physical systems, internet of things, networking, machine to machine communications, and all is this will be there in the industry 4.0. So industry in the industry 4.0, here there will be we have just discussed the robots, internet of things, simulation, cyber security, system integration, cloud computing, 3D, big data, augmented reality are the sum of the component of the industry 4.0. And here all these things you will find out that we have a linkages between the industry 4.0 with the help of a flexible manufacturing system. And here the critical component will be the system integrations, because the system integrations will be the major issues is going to become while adapting the industry 4.40, because we cannot throw out our old manufacturing system. We are using the same, so many times you will find out that in a manufacturing world, people are using the same old machineries, people are using the same old measuring instrument, people are using the same because the system integration is not taken place. So while in the industry 4.0, the major problem is going to becomes is the integrations, system integrations of the previous one. So here I just try to explain. So industry 4.40 will be the paradigm of connecting different kind of physical device enriched with embedded electronics to a network or internet, so they interact man to machine, of machine to machine, facilitating IT enabled mass customization in implementations of the FMS. So here I want to say that the flexible manufacturing systems is ready platform for the implementations for the adoption of industry 4.0, because in the CNC machines you just have to do the changes. Okay, this CNC machine next will be Wi-Fi enabled, and due to this Wi-Fi enabled CNC machines, from anywhere you can control the CNC machine. And you will have to cyber security also, that there will be no virus attack or something like that. So here the CNC machine or the FMS, if you will convert this FMS with the help of a Wi-Fi enabled system, you can step up into the industry 4.0. Similarly, CNC machine to CNC machine, if you will do the integration, machine will talk to the machine. While I am saying the machine talk to machine means if there is a change in a delay in an assembly line, or there is a delay in the input of material, the machine will send the signal to the next machine about the delay, or they maybe the machine will take the decision that if the available raw material is that, machine will take the decision and they will change the input material and they will start to run the production system. So here, with the help of this, machine will have a decision capability. Of course, there will be so many learning and artificial intelligence and all this will be required. But here we can have this type of things going to become. So here transformation of manufacturing process with the help of Internet of Things platforms into cyber physical systems are increasingly adaptable, digitalized, interconnected, demand driven, and the process will allow to customize, personalized, and high quality products with the implementation of the FMS in the era of Industry 4.0. So for Industry 4.0 production system, it is essential to implement both the horizontal and vertical integration of the value network and the production with the help of implementation of the flexible manufacturing systems. So I want to tell you that flexible manufacturing system is very much provide the base for the adoption of the Industry 4.0. Just you have to add Wi-Fi enabled or machine-to-machine learnings or the control system in such a way that Industry 4.0 will be adaptable to them. Now just I'm going to conclude my presentations. So I have done the modest attempt to link Industry 4.0 with the implementation of flexible manufacturing systems. Here in the first, we have discussed the different barriers for the adoption of flexible manufacturing system, like the human resources barrier, investment barriers, technological barriers, operational barriers. Then we have also discussed the framework, and we have discussed the mathematical model for the selections of the flexible manufacturing systems in a crisp and fuzzy environment based on various approaches. Here the agility will be provided by the systems, and you will have a more computerized decision making tool you can use, so your psychology and will be not affected to take the decision makings. So looking to the merits and demerits of each approach of manufacturing manager, many employ different suitable model to different their need, because we know that the manufacturing systems, they were different from the apparel industries to the automobile industries to the ship to the jet flight. So different industries having a different merits and demerits, and they can having a suitable model to meet their different needs will be there. So it is hoped that the link Industry 4.0 implementation of FMS maybe presently will be useful by the manufacturing manager and the future researcher. Friends, I want to this work. I'm visible now. I'm audible now.
Yes.
So these are the conclusion that I've given. So thank you very much for this So we will now having a question answer session. So if any
I request if any participants are having any questions, please ask to Dr. Sundrani sir.
Hello. વિનયભાઈ
Yes, ma'am.
વિનયભાઈ
Hi.
મારો અવાજ આવે છે આમાં તમને આવે છે હેલો
Hello.
મને
Sir, we are having
Ajbani. So Vimlesh, Ajbani's question was that, are we self-reliant to adapt the FMS? Yes, Mr. Vimlesh Ajbani, there are a different, we are not self-reliant to adapt the flexible manufacturing systems. We must have different barriers are there. We have to solve these barriers for the adoption of flexible manufacturing. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I request Mr. Hardik Kotak. If there is no query from participant, I request Professor Hardik Kotak. Still, we are
yes.
having one query that Mr. Vinod Gopal Surange has asked that, dear sir, how to select criteria weight in MCDM problem? Dr. Sundrani.
The voice is not clear.
My voice is there. Voice audible.
Yes, it
Yes,
is
sir,
now.
you are audible, sir. Audible, sir. Mr. Vinod Gopal Surange has asked that, dear sir, how to select criteria weight in MCDM problem, multi-criteria decision making problem, in that how to select criteria weight.
The customer's choice more impact.
Rest of the participants, please mute your mic so that we can clearly listen Dr. Sundrani what he answered.
Sundrani sir. Excuse me, sir.
Sir, we are not hearing your voice.
For the same, to elaborate more weightages, I want to say that here you must have to, for example, while manufacturing, Mr. Vinod, while manufacturing the car in the 1980, the Suzuki has adopted the cost as a major criteria. Because the people's affordability was less, so cost was the major criteria. So they are given the more weightages to the cost, not the capacity. All of you know that we are using the Maruti 800 cars, right? So many years at that times. Ambassador was the car which is a bigger, but here the Maruti Suzuki has try to reduce the cost. So cost is given more weightages in comparison with the size. So here more weightage is given to the cost. So while doing the decision making, you must have to give the weightage depends upon your requirements.
Very much. Thank you very much for your answer, sir. Now it's a time for giving vote of thanks. I sincerely request Mr. Hardik Kotak, sir, to give vote of thanks to Dr. Sundrani. Mr. Hardik.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. May I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
My voice is too much. There is some. Yeah. No. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon to all the faculties and all the participants. Thank you very much, Dr. S. Sundrani, sir, to give your valuable times and give us a very much depth knowledge of flexible manufacturing system. What is the role of that flexible manufacturing system in that era of 4.0? Sir has given a very good knowledge, especially that video that sir has played has given a very good knowledge, sir. Thank you very much. And sir has explained all the barriers very fundamentally, sir. Sir, we are very much thankful to give your times and give your knowledge and share your valuable things with us. Sir, we are very much thankful. We are thankful to you. Thankful to the Parik sir, thankful to the Maya madam, thankful to the Early College principal and DTE teams. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much all. Thank you, Dr. Sundrani. Sundrani sir has also initiated that if anyone wants to pursue PhD under him, he can join him, or if anyone wants to write a research paper based on FMS and Industry 4.0, he has given lots of hints and tips for us. So thanks a lot, Dr. Sundrani. With now, I sincerely request all the participants to leave this platform, and once again we will see at 3 p.m. Okay.